Hey, it looks like things starting to heat up in the tropics once again. The Hurricane Center starting to issue advisories this morning on what they call potential Tropical Cyclone 9. I know there's a whole lot of titles and things going on here, but basically what that means is that the potential is there for this to be a tropical storm in pretty short order. It does have winds of 40 miles an hour with it. The hurricane hunters have been out there today, and they did record winds of tropical storm force, but it does not have a closed-off area of low pressure at the surface. So it's still potential, but we could be seeing it develop into a tropical storm here by later tonight or tomorrow. But it looks like a hot mess right now, to be honest with you. Look at it, it's just kind of disorganized as it makes its way westward through the Lesser Antilles. They're going to have kind of a wet and breezy night here across the islands here for tonight. And then it's going to start making its way to the north and west. Now, again, as I mentioned, it does not have a low-level circulation with it, but there are a couple of different areas that we're watching. And one of the things that's going to be interesting to see is exactly where the center eventually does develop. Is it going to be on the north side of this elongated area, or is this going to be on the south side, which actually is going to make a lot of difference is exactly what happens eventually when the models really get a good handle on this. Now, as of the latest advisory, this is the forecast track. It moves along pretty quickly by Thursday north of Hispaniola, and then by the time we head towards Saturday, going through the Bahamas and approaching South Florida. Notice the cone fairly large here, so there's a huge amount of error when you go out this far out in time. So right now, this is one of those situations where nothing to panic about. Do not panic about this at all. This is one of these things that we're going to watch very carefully. There's nothing that I'm seeing that gives us the possibility of seeing something significant developing out of this. Not now. Even though we've got water temperatures over 80 degrees as this thing is going to be moving through, you need more than warm water to get a hurricane or get a storm going. One of the things we're going to be watching for is land interaction, and we're going to see what happens with it, depending on where that center develops, whether or not it's going to be north of Hispaniola or south of it or right over the island. If the storm ends up weak going over this area with these high mountains of the Dominican Republic, it's likely going to tear the circulation up. So even as this thing makes its way northward, it's got that to deal with. If it happens to bypass the Dominican Republic without being interrupted by the mountains at all, it also has some upper level shear and dry air that it's going to have to contend with. All this pink here is dry air that's potentially going to get sucked into the system. Dry air, shear, tropical systems do not like either one, and of course land interaction too. So what you need to take away from all this is it has a lot of obstacles that it's going to have to overcome for it to become anything significant. Right now, our forecast for the weekend is going to be highly dependent on what this thing does. There's still a lot of uncertainty, but right now, no need to panic. But we still have some rain on the radar right now. You can see a few scattered showers going on across the area. And it looks like we have more of this on the way here for tomorrow, with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast here for tomorrow afternoon and as we go into Thursday. That dry air I was talking about that I just showed you on your 7-day forecast, notice the chances go from scattered afternoon and evening to isolated for the rest of the week. Some of that drier air is going to actually cut down on the coverage of showers and storms, but we stay in the low 90s. And of course, we're going to be keeping our eye on the weekend for what potential Tropical Cyclone 9 does. That'll determine what our weather happens with our weather. But right now, nothing to worry about. We're going to keep you updated, though, with each passing day.